In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint a bouquet that you can use to give to your mother or any person in your life that you love for Mother's Day, or for a birthday, an anniversary, or just because. I'll be using some bright colors here. I've got Purell Scarlet and Scarlet Red that I've mixed together to get this kind of orangish red color. And we're going to move really quickly because we want this to be very loose. And the faster we move, the looser it's going to be, which is kind of the look we're going for. If you've never tried painting really loose and quickly, I want you to try it. It's fun every once in a while to just let go and see what happens. And it probably will turn out terrible your first time, and that's okay. It's totally okay. I can't tell you how many paintings I have thrown away because I don't love how they've turned out the first time, but just keep at it. Now you can see here that I've tried to keep my blooms touching a little bit so that they can kind of bleed together. And you want to try and do the same thing. If you move quick enough, they will bleed together. If you don't move quick enough, they won't, and that's totally fine too. Okay, so now I've got the main bouquet in place. These are my main flowers that I'm going to use. And now I'm going to fill in with a little bit of a filler flower. I'm going to use a yellow. And we'll just paint in some little berry shapes. So some circles. I like working with similar shapes and similar colors at the same time, just so I can really get a feel for the balance of the overall piece. Alright, at this point I'm going to start adding in stems. And I'm using Undersea Green and Phthalo Green Blue shade. We'll see how this looks. So I want all of my flowers to have their own stem. And I know I'm not going to see every single stem that would be in the bouquet, so we're going to add a few more stems down here. But I'm going to start with where I know for sure stems are coming from. So I'm imagining that they're all kind of bunched together right here, and then they're kind of coming back out. So that's why everything's kind of coming to this point and then flaring out from there. And now I'm going to change up the green a little bit. I'll add in some of this yellow ochre. And that's a little darker than I want, so I'm going to actually go in with this cadmium yellow medium hue. That's better. And some water to lighten it up. Now these stems are pointing back toward the flowers instead of going down this way, because I want the bouquet to feel like it's all coming back in and being held here. This is meant to be really quick and loose, so don't think too hard about it, just go. Oh, and I got some paint smeared all over. That just happens. That's all right. Just gonna add some leaves to these little stems with the berries. And if you wanted to take a little bit more time with this, you totally could. Just every once in a while, it's nice to just let go and be very loose. Now I'm just going back in and adding a few more leaves. Alright, now I need one more color in here. I always love adding this cobalt teal or turquoise into my green. And then a lot of water to soften that up. But I just think it adds such a pretty little touch to these floral compositions, especially these bright ones. Okay, I think the main part of the bouquet is finished. I just want to add a few more stems down here so that it doesn't feel top heavy. It feels like there are actual stems down here. So I'm just going to add in a few. And remember to vary the green just a little bit. And what I mean by that is maybe add in a little bit of water so that some of these are lighter than the others. Maybe you add a darker green, so some are a little bit darker. You just want some to be a little bit different so that there's some interest here and they're all not just like bleeding together. Okay, and now we're going to add the finishing touches. And because I haven't painted this before, I'm not exactly sure if I want to do bright yellow centers here, or if I want to go in with my classic dark centers. I think I'm going to add centers with a gouache instead, so that the centers can really stand out. Okay, I could not find my gouache. We recently moved, and so everything's in boxes, but I did find some acrylic paint, which will give the same effect. So this is Hansa Yellow Medium. And this is Titanium White. I'm just going to mix a little bit of that yellow into the white. I've got my size 0 round brush, and I'm just going to mix a little bit of that yellow in. The reason I'm using an acrylic paint, or you could use a gouache paint instead of watercolor, is I want this to show up. If I were to just use a yellow watercolor paint, I'd still see the background of my flowers. So because I'm using this paint, I'm going to paint right over the top of my flowers, and I'm really going to see that. Now, because I'm using acrylic paint, I'm going to make sure that I wash my brush thoroughly right after I'm done with this. I normally would add in like a black or dark blue center to these flowers, but because everything is so light and bright, I didn't want to take away from that, so that's why I switched it up and I'm using a lighter yellow center. You could definitely use whatever color you want for yours. If you try this tutorial, I would love to see what you end up creating. So be sure to tag me on Instagram. I'm at Snowberry Design Co. And then use the hashtag Snowberry Tutorial. That'll just help so I can find it easily. And I might even share your work. Okay, we're almost finished with this. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and then don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be posting a new video every single week. Hey, thanks again for watching. Bye!